Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, good people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The issue of democratic governance being set aside in Rivers State is still creating a lot of concern among legal luminaries, and you're going to be shocked with the next move that they have taken. Right now, it seems as though the international community, United States of America, has been fully informed of what is going on in Rivers State and the need for them to intervene speedily. And according to the news, a group of human rights lawyers under the aegis of Lawyers in Defense of Democracy on Wednesday marched on the streets of Abuja to defend the restoration of democratic governance in Rivers State. The lawyers are calling on the United States and the international community to pressure President Tinubu to rescind his decision to suspend Governor Similar Fubara and the Rivers State House of Assembly. Tinubu has suspended Fubara, his deputy, and the Rivers State House of Assembly for 6 months after declaring a state of emergency in the state. Speaking to newsmen during the protest march to the United States Embassy in Abuja on Wednesday, the lawyers, led by their country director, Barrister Uche Chukwude Sylvester, argued that the declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State is unconstitutional and undermines democracy. They further argued that there was no clear and present danger to warrant the emergency rule, adding that due process was not followed. In a letter addressed to President Donald Trump, they urged the United States of America to intervene and pressure Tinubu to restore democratic rule in Rivers State. According to the lawyers, the suspension of Governor Similari Fubara and the State Assembly is a brazen attempt to undermine constitutional order. The lawyers also condemn the National Assembly for ratifying the emergency rule, describing their action as an assault on democracy. They asked Tinubu to reconsider his stand and allow Fubara to continue his work as the democratically elected governor of Rivers State. Part of the letter addressed to Trump reads, "In an era where democracy is supposed to reign supreme, giving democracy dividend to the masses, we have found ourselves at a crossroad, a sober moment of reckoning where constitutional order is being tested most brazenly. The president, who swore to uphold the constitution, has taken a most unprecedented and unlawful step with the suspension of democratically elected governor, deputy governor, and an entire state house of assembly under the guise of emergency rule. What emergencies? Nigerians and Rivers State people did not see or feel any such emergency. In our law books, and we stand by this, no constitutional provision, statute, or any known convention gives the president the powers to suspend single-handedly or give the president the power to single-handedly dissolve the structure of elected state government. They could only have happened during the days of military juntas, but we are not under the firm grip of a military dictatorship. At the moment, the country is being governed under a constitutional democracy that operates a presidential system of government. President Bola Tinubu should not have taken the decision because democracy is a learning process and the judiciary has demonstrated the capacity to resolve issues. The president should have allowed the various state organs to resolve the issues. It is not worthy that until recently there was crisis of local government administration in Osun State, which had not led to a declaration of a state of emergency. Wow, this is getting very interesting, I must say. But however, my colleagues in the House, and we just want to talk about this issue because it seems it's not dying any soon. As long as the military ruler is still kept in Rivers State doing things the way he feels like doing, the lawyers, especially those who are upholding the constitution, will not keep quiet as they are almost on a daily basis proving that this is totally unconstitutional and is an invite to a possible coup d'etat, which nobody wants to see the military come back again in their uniform. We tested, the Abuja some time ago, and it was not palatable. Everything was being put into play. There was total annihilation of fundamental human rights, and that's what most Nigerians do not want to see again. Inviting them stylishly via, deserving, or let me not say deserving, suspending democratically elected officers in a state and, giving the authority to a military ruler, it's absolutely out of place. Now that they have sent this letter to the United States of America, what's your thought in respect to, do you think that there may be possible, call off of this move, or do you think that the United States of American government will react to it?
Well, for me personally, I believe that the United States of America have a lot in their hands right now. Nigeria is a sovereign state, and just like you saying that any other state, China or Japan or Portugal should rein in on our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Every state, every country have the way it's being governed, and I believe we have our laws, that protect the Constitution. The truth be told, there's a limit to what Donald Trump can do or can't do within the confines of our law. Yes, he may have some level of influences. Sanctions can be coming in if they properly weigh in. But I believe that, there are constitutions in Nigeria that can run. That's the reason why we have the law. But if there will be some sort of external pressure that can help, look into the Nigerian issues, but I still believe that our internal constitution and internal laws should be able to bend every politician who goes out of line about it. If for any reason our constitution is no longer strong enough to penalize every politician, then we have a problem of which Donald Trump, the U.S. president, cannot solve for us.
All right. Now let's look at the area of their consistent reaction against this military rule. Talking about the lawyers, do you think that because today they march across the street of Abuja to register their displeasure over what is happening in Rivers State? Do you think that with passage of time, all of these will come to a standstill, or do you think that they will continue this move until when they see results?
Marching is one thing. The question is, all this marching, does it have a direct influence or direct impact on the person of Ibasite? If it doesn't, then and over time, the women of River State have literally slept on the street, cried, shouted, wailed, carried placards. Ibasite did not say anything, did not do anything. They continued as usual. I think there should be more. There should be something now, because unfortunately, really, it's becoming even more difficult, really, for the Constitution to be obeyed. Just fairly recently saw what happened, where all the legal cases filed before lower courts about the defection of Martin Mewele have been trashed out, on all of them having one verdict, that it has been predetermined, has been determined by Supreme Court, and they cannot rule above the Supreme Court. So just to tell you what precedent, what change of course can do to the Constitution. Well, if you ask me, they can continue for all we know, but if whatever they are doing have no direct impact on Ibasite or suspension of a River State governor and a state of emergency, then to me they're just wasting a lot of time on the street.
Wow, this is getting very serious. All right, then let's be hopeful that something will happen anytime from now. But let's leave it there. Let's be not concerned.